broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. Darkest memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. 'Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do 'cause I'm feeling so good.
Watch I look, I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my putting. Put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poop, your bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando. From the ceiling fan to the damn floor. Trying to stack my money up. Cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay. See the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
You got me trapped inside this spell. Now I feel like your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel it.
Too cold, standing in the middle of the downpour, looking in the mirror 'cause it's only you.
Hello, welcome back to the We Are City channel for a matchday live stream. It's been a little bit of a while, it feels like, since we had one of these, but we are back. The last one we did was against Juventus, and Manchester City went on a pretty poor run. I've been away for a little while, and I've come back, hopefully, back to winning ways for Manchester City. But there is talk of City on the field. There's lots to talk off the field as well. Hopefully we have plenty of you guys in the chat here today to enjoy a game against Brentford. And if you are new, then let's subscribe to the channel if you can't, if you haven't done already, because we do these matchday live streams for the people who can't watch the games. You can listen to us, our alternative commentary. We try to be as impartial as possible, probably more impartial than Sky Sports with Gary Neville and Jamie Carragher, but of course at the end of the day we want Manchester City to win. Talk off the field is about a couple of players that Manchester City could be signing, possibly 3, possibly 4, maybe even 5 in the transfer window, but we can only add 3 to our Champions League squad. Starting off with Kusanov of Lyon. He is on his way to Manchester City in a £33 million deal. A real athletic defender, quick, strong, Ruben Diaz type player, but he's only 20 years of age and certainly has a lot to learn in football in terms of how to, his positioning, and I don't think he's the best player on the ball either. But that's something that Manchester City obviously believe they can teach him. He has all the physical attributes to be an absolutely top class centre-back, and City have seen that. £33 million, that should be confirmed at some point this week, maybe even tomorrow. Apparently, he could even be in Manchester already. And he is a defender from Uzbekistan, which is, I think, a nation no player has ever played in the Premier League before, let alone for Manchester City. Number 2, who is in Manchester today for his medical, it is Brazilian Vitor Reis. He is a Brazilian defender, 18 years of age, or turned 19, I think, perhaps yesterday. Very, very highly rated. Clubs from around the world have been following this man and wanted him. Real Madrid, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, Arsenal, Bayern Munich. Apparently a lot of clubs, reliably told is David Ornstein, who works for The Athletic, that a lot of clubs are disappointed that they've missed out on him to Manchester City. City are as well going to get him straight into the first team. Palmeiras, whether it's negotiation point for them that, oh, we want him to stay for the Club World Cup, and if you want him, then you're going to have to pay more money. I don't know if that was the case for them, but Vitor Reis will be joining up with the first team squad. He's only 19 years of age. Lots of pressure on him, I suppose, like Kusanov, to help out this City defence, which has been struggling with injuries at the moment. And of course, we are losing another defender, our only right back in the squad, which is Kyle Walker. So maybe Kusanov or Vitor Reis ends up filling in at right back. That could be the case. And of course, another player, probably the most exciting player on the list of possible signings, is Eintracht Frankfurt's Omar Mamouche. Top performing player in the Bundesliga, second for goals, I think probably for top in assists. He is really exciting, the Egyptian forward, can play in the wide areas as well. He's 25, 26 years of age now, so he's getting towards the real area of his career where he needs to be making that big move if he's ready for that. He feels he's ready for that. Manchester City feel he's ready for that. But he does start tonight for Eintracht Frankfurt against Freiburg. Now, they're still negotiating, Manchester City, with Frankfurt. Frankfurt want around 67 million for the striker. Manchester City wanted to pay under 60 million for him. So we'll have to see what happens. The game live on TNT Sport 2 if you're in the UK today. It's actually got clips of Thomas Frank giving a team talk in the dressing room, which is very interesting to see that they've allowed that in the dressing room, cameras in there. I wonder if there's cameras in the Manchester City dressing room as well. Possibly. But yeah, Mamouche could be on his way, so we expect to see those 3. Reis, Mamouche isn't done, but Vitor Reis and also Abukir Kusanov are done. Mamouche perhaps on the way, and then City will be looking for a central midfielder and perhaps even a right back after that to replace the outgoing Kyle Walker, City's captain, who said, listen, I don't want to be captain anymore. I don't want to help the team anymore. I give up. I want to move to somewhere else. And it's looking like AC Milan or Inter Milan are going to offer Kyle Walker a 2-year deal. He will leave on a free transfer wherever he goes. And judging by his attitude to being the captain, judging by his, performance levels for Manchester City this season and maybe last season as well, and judging by his off-the-field lifestyle, unfortunately, it's good riddance, isn't it, for Kyle Walker? So let's concentrate on Brentford, though, however. Get your predictions in the live chat. It's been a while since we've done one of these, so understandably, I think it might be a little bit quiet today, but I'm hoping not. I'm hoping you guys, as many of you guys come in as possible. Andrew's picked a 3-2 win, and you can vote in the live chat what will be today's result. So far, we've got 6 votes already. Will it be a Manchester City win, a Brentford win, or a draw? So far, all 6 votes in favour of a Manchester City win. If you're a Brentford fan, you can join in as well. Let us know how you think today's game's going to go. But of course, us here are hoping with a Manchester City win. But like I said, I like to be impartial and hope that it could go either way. So the 2 sides in the tunnel ready for a big game here today to Manchester City. We feel like we might be back, or someone's saying we're back, City are back. We don't know if that is the case. But City are going to have to do their best, aren't they, to keep up this winning run now. They've got back to winning ways. A nice confidence booster against Salford on the weekend, which I think did boost the confidence of a lot of players in the side. I was very impressed in that Salford game with Nico O'Reilly. I know James McAtee stole the sort of plaudits with the hat-trick. That I didn't think he played that well, barring the hat-trick. I feel like he was a little bit sloppy in midfield, whereas I think that Nico O'Reilly really impressed with his physical attributes that were really, really impressive. And so did Jeremy Doku, I thought, destroyed the fullbacks of Salford. I'm surprised we don't see Jeremy Doku in the side today. I thought it would be Savinho and Doku in the wide areas, then Foden or De Bruyne in that number 10. Bernardo and Kovacic, I expected, would start in the midfield role. City have gone with the most athletic backline they could do. We'll run through the teams now. So Stefan Ortega starts in goal for Manchester City. Matheus Nunes at right back and Josh Gavardio at left back. Is Nathan Ake and Manu Akanji, the defensive partnership. Kovacic and Bernardo Silva part in midfield 2 with captain Kevin De Bruyne in front in the 10. And then it's Phil Foden and Savinho in the wide areas with a fully rested Erling Haaland up top. On the bench, City have Ederson, Jack Grealish, Jeremy Doku and Ilkay Gundogan as senior players. And they're joined by Jai Simpson Puzet. Devin Mabamu scored his first goal in his first appearance for City this weekend. Nico O'Reilly, play at left back, was very impressive. Rico Lewis and James McAtee, the hat-trick hero against Salford. As for Thomas Frank's Brentford, they go with a 4-3-3 formation with Keane Lewis-Potter, who's usually a winger, playing at left back, but he has played there wing back and he's been very impressive in those areas this season. So Flecken starts in goal, Ruselev, Collins, Vandenberg and Lewis Potter along that back four. Captain Norgard starts in the midfield with Vitaly Yano and also Matthias Jensen, and then it's a front trident 3 of very high performing players in Mikael Damsgaard, Johan Visser and Brian Mbuemo. On the bench, you do have the likes of Rico Henry, who's back from injury, Kevin Schade, who's got plenty of pace, and a few other players that the Brentford board have brought in to help them to try and secure maybe even European football this season. I know that sounds like maybe it's a bit too much for Brentford, but I think they're a great side. Maybe they're underachieving a little bit. Thomas Frank's a brilliant manager, and I think Brentford could maybe break into European spots, but it does depend on the performances of other teams. I mean, we know how good Fulham have been this season, Nottingham Forest up there at the moment, Newcastle, Aston Villa. I think more teams than ever are battling for a top 4, a top 7 finish, aren't they, in the Premier League? And one of those teams, of course, is Manchester City, fighting for a top 4 finish. It feels like we're not fighting at all for a finish in the spot of being the champions. It's not going to happen. Brian Bale needs one more goal to become Brentford's joint top Premier League scorer. I assume the current top one is Ivan Toney. And for Phil Foden, he scored a hat-trick here in a 3-0 win versus Brentford back in February 2024. Phil Foden has been the player of the season last year, and this year has been really poor. Can he get back to his best ways as possible? I hope so. But Brentford have been a very tough test for Manchester City. Statistically, in the games we've played against Brentford, Manchester City have won 12, drawn 1 and lost 7. Pep Guardiola looking on from the sidelines. There will be a moment's applause or a minute's applause here today for Tony Buck. He was a former Manchester City player, was also a Manchester City manager, and he was actually City's most decorated player. Before City started this obviously really successful run, he was City's most successful player. And there is a big round of applause from the Brentford fans as well, who appreciate what he did for Manchester City. And I was watching some clips earlier. I saw some clips in the news of of him playing for Manchester City. He said that there was some interviews with him. He was 32 years of age when he moved to City, and he thought he was a player coming to the end of his career. But he went on to captain Manchester City, a City side with Colin Bell, Mike Summerbee, and some real top players. And then he went on to manage City and actually won the first division with Manchester City as well. Happy New Year, says MK. Happy New Year to you. Hope everyone is well for New Year as well as we start this one. But please do let us know your predictions in the live chat. If you're right, you will get a bit of a shout out at the end to say congratulations. Anthony Taylor is the official today at the GTEC Community Stadium as Manchester City take on Brentford. So this is going to be an exciting game, I hope. Stefan Ortega keeps his place in that City side, which is maybe a bit of a surprise, but it looks like at the moment he is Manchester City #1. Both teams huddle in a circle, arms around each other for a team talk. It's something that's come into football recently, that, isn't it? Manchester City doing it, Arsenal doing it, all the teams doing it. Kevin De Bruyne is on the centre circle here, ready for kick-off. He is City's captain now, I assume, with Kyle Walker wanting to move away from the club. So Manchester City versus Brentford. Evening all, says Chris. Chris is here as well, welcome. It is Mateus Nunes at right back. City have lined up as we expected. De Bruyne to kick things off. City versus Brentford. And we are underway at the GTEC Community Stadium. Here we go. All the way back to Stefan Ortega, who sends it long for City and headed forward by Vandenberg. Brentford have got two very good defenders. And the defensive partnership today, the two partners in Collins and also in Vandenberg, they actually are two of the top defensive players in the team. They're top in blocks in this Brentford side statistically. And the captain, Norgard, has got the best defensive statistics of all in that Brentford midfield. And that whole midfield, tackles and so on, he comes top in this Brentford side. Of course, we know the quality Brentford have in attacking areas as well in that front three. Brian Mbeumo, the top goal scorer, has got 13 goals so far in 20 Premier League appearances. And top in assists on that left-hand side and playing the hole as well is Damsgaard, who's got 7 assists so far. Their top assister in 20 appearances. That's a poor pass by Nathan Ake. A stray one to the right side towards Manu Akanji that goes behind for a throw in. A sloppy start by Manchester City here at Brentford. Nathan Collins, who starts the right side defence, goes back to Fleck. He had a fantastic performance against City last time. Flecking back across to Collins this right side. Brentford confident playing out from the back. Haaland pressing it. Flecking across to Vandenberg. Well, they're very confident the way they're playing here, Brentford. Into Norgard on the edge of his own box. And on towards Collins, and that's nicely done by Brentford, playing out under the pressure. Brian Mbeumo's making runs in behind the City defence early on. Oh, great spin by Norgard away from Bernardo Silva. Vitaliano works it wide left towards Keane Lewis Potter. A right-footed switch. It's dealt with by Vardiel and down to Savinho. And here's City's Brazilian. A flair player, isn't he, Savinho? And he seems like he's sort of a lot of tricks and flicks and beating players, but no end product. Similar to that of Jeremy Dockey. But he's starting to find his feet a little bit, hasn't he, Savinho? 2 goals in his last 2 Premier League appearances. And I think 3 or 4 assists in that time as well. He really seems to have found a way to link up with Erling Haaland. Chris says he has a huddle with his dogs before they go on a walk, just like the teams do. Just to intimidate the other dog owners. A corner for Manchester City, a ball threaded through by Kevin De Bruyne. Couldn't find Phil Foden. Dealt with by the Brentford fullback Keane Lewis Potter. It's behind for a corner for Manchester City. We always say about City's threat they have from set pieces, but it just doesn't seem to ever work out particularly well. I do think City are very poor at set pieces, and our set piece coach has not been that impressive over the past few years. But here's Kevin De Bruyne, swings one in here. Headed away by Norgard. Vardiel gets his head on it. Norgard heads it away again. Savinho picks it back up. Nice flick by Savinho out wide. De Bruyne with a cross in here. It's blocked away. And it deflects into the hands of Flecken down at his near post. Oh, Flecken gives it away to Phil Foden with a poor pass. He throws it straight back out to Foden. It's De Bruyne on the edge of the box. De Bruyne tackle. That's poor by De Bruyne. Brentford with a mistake. City can't pounce upon it. On the ball for Brentford at the moment. Helping out defensively is number 11, Johan Visser. We mustn't forget his attacking quality as well. 10 goals in 17 appearances so far for Brentford this season. Second top goal scorer after Bryan Mbeumo. Bernardo Silva here pressing the Brentford wide players. Done a lot of playing it around the back here, Brentford, between the goalkeeper. They're happy to play a long ball as well, and they do here out to Russell on this right hand side. And the fullback's in behind Savinho, and then Mbeumo's making runs in behind Vardiol. Kovacic comes across here. Visser around the corner. Ake wants Ortega to come for it. Stefan Ortega doesn't. Ake has to clear it behind for a throw-in. He wasn't happy there, Nathan Ake, with Stefan Ortega. He thought he should have been there to pick the ball up. Read the situation. Ortega wasn't so quick off his line. Nathan Ake, who's a key part of City's defensive abilities. What abilities we do have, isn't he? He's probably one of our best defenders at the moment. Performing defenders. Kanji's been off it this season, you'd say. Diaz, a lot of injuries like Nathan Ake. Vardiol, who's been overplayed and played everywhere. Good tackle by Savinho. Another throw-in for Brentford. Quick throw into Russell Evan. It's actually Keane Lewis Potter, I think. Drift down to this right-hand side. I'm not exactly sure the formation of Brentford, really. Keane Lewis Potter drifting to the right there. They're very fluid in that forward line. When Mbeumo knows that he can drift from the right inside. I expect him to make a big move, Bryan Mbeumo, in the summer. I think the likes of Arsenal, Manchester United, Liverpool, they'll be interested in a player like him. Corner ball, Brentford. In swinger from Bryan Mbeumo. Away at the near post by the right foot of Kevin De Bruyne. Savinho's going to get there. He jumps into the player. Haaland heads it on. Tries to head it on to De Bruyne. Just can't get to him. It's cleared away by Brentford and wide to Mbeumo. Chested. Very well done down towards Norgard. And Brentford are crafting an attack here. Jensen wide left towards Visser. Jan Visser cuts inside. Visser with a strike here. Tries to go hard and low towards the near post. Behind for a goal kick. But he stood off Johan Visser there slightly. Manu Akanji and Ake. The shot's way wide. Drilled hard and low by Johan Visser. Manchester City. Be a little bit worried by that there. Here's Stefan Ortega, City player from the back. Kovacic works it wide right to Akanji. That's nicely done by Kovacic. City playing out under the pressure. Manu Akanji brings it forward. Foden. Back to Akanji, who's gone all the way forward here, on towards Kevin De Bruyne. And he goes wide left to Savinho, and this opportunity for Savinho here. Back to Kevin De Bruyne. Back wide left to Savinho again. In towards Phil Foden in the box. Dealt with by Brentford. It falls back out to Savinho. Left-footed pass to Manu Akanji, who's playing very far forward here from centre-back. De Bruyne. Foden. De Bruyne. Flicks up to Haaland. Flicks it back down to De Bruyne. Dealt with by Brentford. Back out to Mateo Kovacic. City are not quite crisp in their passing quite yet. Hoping they'll grow into the game. We are only 7 minutes in here. Phil Foden in towards Joško Vardiol. Savinho. Vardiol again. Back out towards Nathan Ake. And wide right towards Manu Akanji. Bernardo. De Bruyne. Good left-footed pass. He switched it out wide left to Savinho. Here's 1-on-1 against the fullback Russell Ev. Skips one way then the other. Back to De Bruyne. On to Joško Vardiol. Out to Manu Akanji on the right-hand side. And he goes all the way far right to Matheus Nunes. Back to Akanji. Wide right to Nunes once again. Nunes. On towards Kovacic. Vardiol in space and Mbeumo's there. Vardiol hits it on the right foot. Tame shot by Joško Vardiol. Rolls it towards the bottom left-hand corner. It's saved by Mark Flecken. He stood off him there. Could he have threaded it through to Bernardo Silva, perhaps? Joško Vardiol. The shot goes through the legs of Collins. Into the hands of Flecken. Well, City still pressing in that four here. We've got De Bruyne and Haaland alongside each other. Foden wide right. Savinho wide left. Long ball Foden. Nunes wins the header. But he's actually headed it through to Johan Visser for the chance to create a goal for himself here. Kanji takes down Johan Visser. Referee says no foul. But it was a poor header by Nunes that actually nearly Ended up as an assist for the Brentford player. Got to be more careful than that, Nunes. That concentration, that mistake in his game, that he's certainly been a problem for him. Here's Kovacic driving with the ball forward here. Kovacic. Ball through to Haaland here, and Collins does really well. Keeps his body in front of Erling Haaland, who can't get round him, even with his pace and physicality. Anthony Taylor confirms there was no foul on Johan Visser. On the replay we see Visser turns. Has a bit of a lean on Johan Visser, does Manu Akanji. Not much. Visser goes down. I think he went down very easily, Johan Visser. Flecken switched it out wide right towards Ruselev. It's dealt with by Joško Vardiol, pressing nice and high. Energetic from Manchester City. So far 11 votes have come in. 100% in favour. I believe that Manchester City will be coming out as winners today. Foden here has nearly nicked it in front of Brentford's box. Just can't get his control, and Brentford work it wide. And here is Keane Lewis Potter on his far left hand side. Back he goes to Vitaly Janelt. Switch of play. Vardiol deals it on the chest. Well read by Joško Vardiol. Trying to find Brian Mbeumo in space there. And Vardiol goes back to Ortega. Wide left to Nathan Ake. Back to Stefan Ortega by Ake. Manchester City patient in their build-up, just like Brentford have been so far today. Stefan Ortega, decisions to make. Clips it forward here, Ortega's a poor one. Straight back to Brentford, and Brentford come the other way now, and they've got chances to attack City. Ortega's passing let us down there. Damsgaard, Lewis Potter. Why they go? And Brentford work it around the sides here. Matthias Jensen is playing very much sort of in a back five at the moment, Brentford. They seem to have swapped their positioning. Good defending by Vardiol. Can't quite out the ball to Mbeumo. Tries to work it back to one player. Savinho flicks it around the corner. Back to De Bruyne. Kevin De Bruyne gets his foot in ahead of Mbeumo. Brilliant play from City's captain. Back to Nathan Ake. Gets City back in possession. All the way through to Stefan Ortega it goes. Into Kovacic. Dribbles across 3 or 4 Brentford players. It's dangerous from Kovacic, but it works out into De Bruyne. And one thing is with Kovacic, his first thought is always to dribble with the ball. He never wants to pass it first time. He always thinks, what can he do? Dribbling it. Akanji. Ortega. Followed by Stefan Ortega towards Erling Haaland. Again, it's not found him. It's found Norgard. It's a light pass by Ortega again. And Mbeumo up against Savinho. Good play from Mbeumo. He's away from Kovacic, who dangles a leg out here. Brian Mbeumo goes down. Free kick Brentford. A late tackle by Kovacic. Mbeumo's just really happy to run at people, isn't he? Gets the ball, cuts inside and runs. And it's going to be a free kick here for Brentford. And Mbeumo and Matthias Jensen stand over it. Thomas Frank has said in interviews that Jensen has the best delivery in the Brentford side, and it looks like he's the one that will swing this in. You think Damsgaard would be still over this, considering his statistics this season for assists, but he's not. And it's going to be taken by Matthias Jensen. They take quickly, float it over the top towards Visser here. Kovacic is there with him. Visser has to go back out to Damsgaard. Onto Mbeumo. Jensen looks to swing it in. Good block by Kevin De Bruyne. And Brentford are sent back to the halfway line here with Ruselev. And City's press is pushing up, and Ruselev, there's no option. After looking left, right, turning, twisting, go back to goalkeeper Flecken. Sends it long and wide. Vardiol decides not to go for the header, and they've got the flick on towards Mbeumo. It's into Johan Visser here! Comes across it. Manu Akanji's there, and Akanji is very unhappy with Joško Vardiol. Decides not to go for the header, not to be aggressive, and allows Brentford just let it work it through to Mbeumo. It's poor from Vardiol. It's very weak defensive play from Joško Vardiol there. Manu Akanji was frustrated. Visser nearly scores. Akanji luckily used his body very well to put him off. Kovacic. Chelsea lead against Bournemouth. Who else but Cole Palmer? 13th minute goal for the former Manchester City youth prospect. Vardiol. Back over the halfway line towards Nathan Ake. Joshko Vardiol. Ake telling him to go wide left. Vardiol brings it forward into Kevin De Bruyne, who's drifted out wide now. Vardiol. Switch of play by Vardiol to Nunes is good. On the chest of Mateus Nunes, who's playing as like a very attacking right wing back at the moment. Foden, Kovacic, turns. De Bruyne back out to Vardiol. Back across to Akanji. City is always patient. Wide right to Nunes again. City will try it down this right hand side again. Back inside to Akanji. Phil Foden, who's drifted very far in field here. Foden switches the play towards Savinho. Twists and turns, but Ruslev read it there. Knew exactly what Savinho was going to do. They get away with it. Ruslev sends it long. Kovacic wins the header. Nicely done. Bernardo Silva against Visser, who uses his body well, wins it back off Bernardo Silva. Twists and turns. Visser under pressure from Kovacic. Norgard and Brentford work their way out really well there. Damsgaard away from Nathan Ake. They work it wide right to Mbuemo. And here they come down this far side. Mbuemo cuts inside here. And Mbuemo pulls the trigger. Near post he goes. And Stefan Ortega, the strong left-handed save down towards his near post. Drops to the bottom corner and saves it. Great play from Brentford. Attacking, direct. And Mbuemo's off. Vardiol can't stop him. Ortega makes the save. He narrowed the angle there, Vardiol. Thomas Frank jumped up off his seat. He thought that was going in from Brian Mbuemo. Corner ball, and it will be taken from the Cameroonian international. He's been at Brentford for a very long time. He actually played and came from one of City's sister clubs in Troyes before City owned them. In by Mbuemo, headed away at the near post again by Kevin De Bruyne, defending that near post. Matthias Jensen, all the way back to Flecken once again, but they've actually dominated quite a lot of the possession, Brentford. A long ball through towards Visser, who's mile offside. Ortega catches it, throws it quickly out wide right towards Bernardo Silva. Into Mateus Nunes. Nunes for City. Being used in this right back role today. He's found himself centrally at the moment. Alongside Mateo Kovacic. Bernardo's playing wide right. Bernardo, Nunes makes the running behind. Good running from Nunes. Tries to skip past the fullback Lewis Potter, who makes the tackle. And then slides into prevent it going behind for a corner. It's just a throw in for Manchester City down that right hand side. Nunes to take it. Long throw in towards Haaland, dealt with by Jensen. It's off Erling Haaland behind for a goal kick. That's poor from Haaland. All smiles for him, but I feel like he should do better in that situation. But Vardiol is to replay the Brentford chance where Mbuemo chests Ortega. I thought Vardiol was very poor for that one. Very poor. Goal kick, Flecken to take it, and this time Brentford opt to send this one long. So long one here from Mark Flecken. Well, the first time City met Brentford was also in January in the FA Cup back in 1932. That was the first meeting between these two sides. A long time ago. Bernardo Silva swipes this one away. Savinho goes for it. Ruslev down. Away from Norgard, the captain. And Mbuemo takes it down away from Vardiol, who's tight to him. Giving Mbuemo nowhere to go. Forced him backwards towards Nathan Collins. And City have won the last three against Brentford. 2-1, 1-0 and 3-1. So City have actually had some good results against Brentford in the last three, despite City being known as a bit of a bogey side for us. And you see there after 13 votes now, Brentford 8% to win in your predictions. And you have to remember, in the treble winning season where City did lift the Champions League, the Premier League and the FA Cup all in one season, Brentford did the double on over City, home and away. So they are a side that know how to beat this City side. Here's Lewis Potter in the wide area. Trying to skip past Nunes. He does it really well, Nunes. Keeps it in. He doesn't. The referee says it's a throw in. It had gone out of play. Throw into Brentford on this far side. Well, it's difficult for Mateus Nunes playing out of position. I don't think I've ever seen him play it right back before his time at Manchester City. Played in the wide areas, didn't he, for Wolves quite a lot under Bruno Lager. Oh, here's Damsgaard. Into Visser, who spun Nathan Ake. Johan Visser! Crucial interception by Vardiol before he passed it through towards Mbuemo in space on the far side. And here's Nunes down his far right side. He's driving forward for Manchester City and he bursts away from the fullback. And then he plays a shocking pass, Nunes. Straight back to Brentford. Well, he did the right thing there, Nunes. He showed his quality in terms of transitional pace and power, bursting away. And his pass is really poor. Mateo Kovacic has been given a bit of a talking to here by Pep Guardiola on the sidelines. Kovacic for City. Kovacic running the opposition. Kovacic tries to feed one through to De Bruyne. Good interception by Janel and Mbuemo. Damsgaard, lovely little flick and back heel onto Janel. And it's really good play from Brentford. They play their way out of trouble. Here's Damsgaard. And a ball in behind to Visser. He's away from Ake and Akanji. And here's Johan Visser for Brentford. 1-on-1 with Akanji, who stays with him. Visser, twisting and turning. Visser hits a shot. Drags it past the post. And Mbuemo's making a run in. He's about a foot away from tapping it in. But he drags it past the post there. Very good chance for Brentford again. We've had the better chances and been the better side. Stefan Ortega would like to say he had it covered. And Mbuemo's arriving maybe a bit more than a foot away actually in the end. Finds himself in the back of the net. Thinking he should have gotten the end of it. Maybe he should have gambled a bit more than Mbuemo. Or and City give it away and luckily Bernardo Silva wins it back. After Mbuemo flick. City nearly give it away in front of their own box. Vardiol. Right-footed pass wide left to Savinho. Savinho for City. And towards Phil Foden infield. He goes wide right to Nunes. No runners into the space behind Brentford. City all sitting behind it and wanting the ball to feet. Nathan Ake. Pushing forward here, Ake. Chris says he doesn't have video, but it sounds from the commentary that Brentford create the chances. Yeah, Brentford the better side. Much better side. They've had two very good chances. Manchester City have been close to creating chances, but I don't know. The final pass hasn't been there so far, the final touch. That might come. De Bruyne, Phil Foden, drifted inside. Turned by Foden. De Bruyne's in space, even go back to him. Too slow from Foden. Twists and turns and goes back to the left-hand side to Vardiol. Then in towards Savinho. He's struggling against Russell on his far side. Vardiol miscontrols it. Back across to Nathan Ake. City doing a lot of passing in front of Brentford. Not doing much in penetrating the Brentford back line. Akanji. De Bruyne. Foden. Poor pass by De Bruyne. And Brentford get it back again. He looked to counter it. Norgard the captain. Won back by Kovacic, who gives it away and then fouls Johan Visser. And yet Mateo Kovacic has been very sloppy in midfield. Very sloppy midfield as Mateo Kovacic. A few times he's got the ball and giving it away. I haven't been impressed by him in midfield. And that is something City are looking for in the transfer market. Midfield as well. Pep Guardiola said we're very light in the midfield and defensive areas. Of course, as we spoke before the game, Victor Hish is coming in to be the new centre-back. Only 19 years of age though, as is Kusanov, who's only 20. Big bulldozing centre-back. City strongly trying to bring in Omar Mamouche in the forward areas. Oh, poor pass by Ruselev. It's pounced upon by Kevin De Bruyne. To Savinho, it's just behind him. Savinho turns. Fantastic feet from Savinho. Foden under pressure. Slow to react, Foden, really. But he works the ball wide to Kevin De Bruyne. Foden continues his run. Foden in the box now. Phil Foden. Foden back out to De Bruyne. Can he get across the far post? He does. Straight into the legs of the defender in front of him. Ake with a poor touch. But still gets it back wide to De Bruyne. KDB for Manchester City. The captain. De Bruyne. Left footed across the far post. Erling Haaland is there! And he heads it wide. Brilliant crossing from De Bruyne on the left foot. To the far post. It's with enough power that it beats the whole defensive line and the goalkeeper. Haaland's at the far post. He's there. He gets the header on. A thumping header from Haaland. He's diving into it. But he just cannot direct it goalwards. He heads it just straight forward. He's got to head it, try and head it back across goal a little bit there, Erling Haaland. He just heads it right in front of him. And he arrows into the hoardings and behind for a goal kick. City's best chance of the game, I'd say that one for Erling Haaland there. Well, the two longest current serving managers in the Premier League are Thomas Frank and Pep Guardiola. And they are both in charge today, aren't they? How interesting, David Moyes back at Everton. That's been a big talking point in football. When he first became a manager of Everton, he was the youngest manager in the Premier League. He's now, in his second spell, the oldest. That shows, doesn't it? The time he's been away from Everton. Managed there for a long time, was very successful and really what they achieved. Moved on to bigger things, you could say, at Manchester United, but less than a year in charge of United and he was sacked. Kanji wins the header against Visser, well played. Bernardo Silva goes back to Stefan Ortega. He's offside anyway, Johan Visser. So City are going to be able to kick off again with a free kick. Okay. Back to Ortega. This Manchester City side have certainly not found it easy today. Ortega. Ake. Vardiol. Pass forward, he's defended him. Brentford have got a chance in behind us here. It's poor from Vardiol, he's put us in a bad position. And Buemo into Damsgaard here. Great touches and away by Nunes. Poor pass by Damsgaard, but it started from Vardiol, a mistake. And City's midfield and defence are open up again. And here's Keane Lewis Potter across the box. Nathan Ake away. Corner ball for Brentford. But Manchester City are really struggling. I really hope we get Marmouche, but others are circling like Vulture. Marmouche is playing tonight, I think, says Chris. He certainly is. I think that is Frankfurt trying to get a higher fee from Manchester City. The City certainly need another goal scorer in the side, don't they? Omar Marmouche looks to be it. The City's struggling here. Brentford creating chance after chance. Another good chance there, wasted by Brentford. Last-ditch defending from Nathan Ake to put it behind for a corner. But City's defending doesn't end there because of this corner now. And it's Matthias Jensen, the number 8 for Brentford, to swing one in from the left-hand side. Swung in, headed away by Kanji, falls to Damsgaard in the volley. Blocked away by his own player, I think. But it looked like it was going in. And Matheus Nunes slips over. It's a throw-in for Brentford. Well, Damsgaard caught it really well. Just on the edge of the box. First time strike, it's going in. I think it might have been blocked away by Bernardo Silva. But it could have also hit Nathan Collins. Here's Damsgaard again. Swings into the box here, Damsgaard. Vardiol away. Good fall to Visser. Akanji flicks it on. Kovacic heads it away. It was a poor header. Foden in there as well. And they have it back again here, Brentford. Damsgaard. Look, trying to get his right foot. Another crossing by Damsgaard. Hits Bernardo on the edge of the box. City knock it away. All Brentford so far here. Back they go to Flecken. He's pressed by Kevin De Bruyne, chasing him down. Flecken long. Vardiol wins the header. Ball by Brentford behind the City defence. It's to absolutely no one. Vardiol goes back towards Stefan Ortega. Nathan Ake's tying his laces, so Ortega's got one less option to go for. He switched it wide right to Nunes, who takes it well, Nunes, and turns Nunes. Brilliant from Matheus Nunes. Here's Phil Foden into Kevin De Bruyne now. De Bruyne backing behind to Nunes. City behind Brentford. It's Matheus Nunes. It's Matheus Nunes! Oh! Sliding challenge by Collins. Nunes puts it onto the left foot. You think he's going to hit it, but he miscontrols it. If he doesn't, he scores. So close to City take the lead there. He's got to score, Nunes there. Kovacic driving forward for City again here. Kovacic from behind with a challenge. Tackle for Brentford. It's a brilliant tackle. He gets the ball. And a Brentford counter now. And Norgard. And wide right to Mbuemo. And he's up against Vardiol. He tries to play it through the legs of Vardiol. It just hits him. But Brentford continue the attack here. Wide to Norgard. Ruselev swings one in. Away by Nunes at the far post. Janelt takes the touch. Tackle by De Bruyne. Counter Manchester City. De Bruyne onto Savinho. City at them in transition. It's Savinho. 2-on-2 here. Savinho. Savinho shoots in over the bar by Savinho. Poor strike by Savinho. End-to-end football here at the G-Tech Community Stadium. Both sides trying to hit each side in transition. Janelt drops the deck with a dive. De Bruyne plays it through. Collins takes down De Bruyne. Savinho is trying to look for Haaland, but Haaland's run is too wide. Savinho decides to go for goal himself. It's a poor hit from Savinho. But the Nunes chance before that, he's 1-on-1 with the keeper. He's got to hit it. The Brentford player comes sliding in. He's got to hit it earlier. Pep Guardiola shakes his head and rolls his eyes. Very frustrated that Nunes didn't hit that one. Tries to cut back on his left foot and then hit it. By the time that he's done that, the Brentford player tackles him. It's a poor touch. He's just got to absolutely leather at his right foot. He's one-on-one with the keeper on the far right, on the right side of the 6-yard box, is it? Very close to the goalkeeper. He's just got to hit it. He's trying to be too clever there, Nunes. Just hit it. You score. Goal kick now to be taken by Flecken after Savinho's miss. But I'm very surprised Matheus Nunes doesn't score. He really should have scored that. Long by Flecken. Flicked on by Visser. Kanji reads it. Goes back to Ortega under pressure from Mbuemo. So he has to hit it first time forward. Down to Phil Foden. Kovacic. Into Haaland. Good hold-up play. Erling Haaland onto Kevin De Bruyne. Savinho leaves it for Kev. Kev goes back wide right to Phil Foden here. City playing in transition well. Phil Foden. Left-footed strike by Foden. Blocked away. Back out to Bernardo Silva. City are playing in transition today, which is a surprise to see a little bit. Bernardo. Foden. De Bruyne next to Anthony Taylor here. Back wide right towards Matheus Nunes. Foden. Wants it on that left foot. Foden. De Bruyne. Nunes again. De Bruyne's movement doesn't quite open up for Phil Foden. Moves on this right hand side. Foden. Kovacic. Back wide right to Nunes. Come on, City. Rings around the GTEC Community Stadium here from the City travelling fans. Foden. Akanji. City continue to force it down this right hand side. Manu Akanji. Right at the edge of the Brentford box pretty much here. Every City player deep in the Brentford's half. Foden flicks him behind to De Bruyne against Norgard, who wins the header easily. Brentford going to get this away. Lewis Potter under pressure from Foden. Onto Norgard, who clips it away with the left foot. Nunes beaten to it by Damsgaard, who spins here. Ball in behind City, straight to Nathan Ake. Ake with a heavy touch. Visser puts him under pressure. Kanji there. And back to Ortega. City go. Trying to find that space, Manchester City. Trying to find that chance. Here's Stefan Ortega. Looking for a pass onto Kovacic. Back to Ortega. Ortega switch it wide left towards Vardiel. Back to Ake. Ortega again under pressure from Darmgard. A left-footed pass forward here into Haaland. It's a great pass by Ortega. Erling Haaland holds it up here. Great hold-up play from Haaland. Chased by Vandenberg. Haaland then he's dispossessed. He's just trying to do too much to the Haaland. He's got to release the pass, but he doesn't do. Doesn't release it. Ends up giving it away. Brentford back in possession. Well, 31 minutes on the clock here. It's been a pretty exciting first opening 30 minutes here. Manchester City yet to find a goal. But they push him. Here's Flecken. Oh, and he gives it away, and here's Vardiel. City can attack it. There's space in the middle. Vardiel attack. City attack. Vardiel. Wide left to Savinho. Dispossessed by Ruselev. He managed to win it back anyway, back towards Bernardo Silva. Here's Kovacic. Ake. Again, City. Slow. It's when they decide to speed it up. Find those gaps in this Brentford team. They're very deep Brentford, very compact. Vardiel, wide left to Savinho. He's having a tough time against Ruselev. Nunes. Savinho. Switch of play to Phil Foden. His far right side. Very good play from Savinho. Foden. Foden inside. Back out towards Akanji. Back onto Vardiel. De Bruyne's in lots of space here. On the far right side, Vardiel, Ake. City can't seem to find the cross or the pass to try and create a chance here. Savinho's gone very central. Matheus Nunes has drifted wide left now. Nunes, Vardiel. Swings onto the far post, Vardiel. Bernardo Silva's waiting. Brentford, a poor clearance. It's gone behind for a corner. Lewis Potter just didn't know how to head it. He was trying to head it away and heading it behind him. Out for a corner. It was a swing in from Vardiel. He's not really got that quality to swing crosses in, has he, Oscar Vardiel, I wouldn't say. That's not his game, really. He's not one of these fullbacks who's going to get forward and swing those crosses in. Corner ball here. Back towards De Bruyne. Edge of the box here. It's Kovacic! And he drags it wide. Mateo Kovacic hits it, drags it wide. Pull it back to the edge of the box towards Kovacic. He hits it, he drags it. Doesn't catch it at all well. I think he might drag it towards the bottom corner. He doesn't do. Goes behind for a goal kick. Poor attempt from Mateo Kovacic, who hasn't had a particularly impressive game today, has he? For Manchester City so far. Goal kick and Flecken here, he stood right on the hoardings. He's taken a big run up to take this goal kick. He sends it very long here towards Mbuemo, who gets there at Vardiol, who's behind him, and City deal it well. Here's Haaland on the turn here. Haaland's hold-up play has been poor today. Foden, nice spin by Phil Foden. Erling Haaland picks it up. Haaland for Manchester City. He's got Foden one side of him. Haaland into Savinho. He's giving it away again, Erling Haaland, whose link-up play, on-the-ball play has been really poor. West Ham United, 2-0 up here against Fulham. Under new manager Graham Potter, Thomas Soucek with a goal. Ake got interception. Forward again for City. Giving away. Brentford continue to attack. Come on, City, says MK. Oh, and a miscontrol by Damsgaard. And it is a throw-in for City. A bit of a let-off for City. Both sides have been sloppy. Both sides have had good opportunities in transition, really. But we're not doing well in transition at all, Manchester City. Struggling. Erling Haaland's been very poor in his link-up play. Long ball forward by City. Haaland gets it down towards Phil Foden, with the outside left foot just to slam it forward wide left to Nunes. He can't do. Haaland against Norgard. Wins it well done physically. De Bruyne. Little twist and turn here. Away from Visser and Mbuemo. In towards Vardiol. Savinho. Nice run by Savinho. Wide to De Bruyne. Takes it past Russell left. Does he? No. Touch wasn't good enough. Visser. Intercepted by Kovacic. City win it back in Brentford's box here. Kovacic hits one. Blocked away. Kovacic goes chasing. Away by Janelt, and a good pass here in towards the man in the midfield, Jensen, who swings it out left hand side towards Damsgaard. Or Keen Lewis Potter it is. Lewis Potter one-on-one with Nunes. Twists and turns Lewis Potter. And a good tackle by Nunes. Wins it back for City. He's done okay at right back, Nunes. Done really well, actually. It's a shame he couldn't get his goal with that mistake. When he drove forward, didn't hit it. Here's Nunes for Manchester City through the middle. Drive Mateus. Onto Kevin De Bruyne. City have had 77% possession in the last 5 minutes. De Bruyne outside the boot. Pass wide to Haaland here. Erling Haaland cross it in. It's poor from Haaland again. Savinho beats Mbuemo to it. The Brazilian Savinho. Lays it off to Vardiol. Foden. It's the far post to Haaland here. Haaland across the box to absolutely no one in there. Not one Manchester City player makes a forward run. He heads it across the box. Haaland, there's no one there. There's not a single player in the box attempting to try and score. Haaland heads it across the box and that's it. Consider the size of him. Haaland isn't great with a hold-up play. Kane much better, says Chris. Yeah, I think the problem is when he has to pick a pass. He's been very poor at that today. Just really poor. Can't pick a pass, Erling Haaland. Really can't today. It's happened a few times. Kanji heads it down. Kovacic is underneath it. Taken down by Damsgaard. Luckily, Damsgaard puts out for a throw-in for City, but plenty of times now Brentford have been pretty sloppy. And that saves City in situations, because if Brentford were really at it, I think we'd be in big trouble here. Kanji across to Ake. Paris Saint-Germain for Manchester City next week. Ortega back to Ake, who slips, gets back to his feet in his own box there. Here's Vardiol. Into De Bruyne. That's a nice pass by Vardiol. Kevin De Bruyne. Through to Haaland here. Haaland's in. Erling Haaland hits it. Doesn't catch it well at all. Hits it straight at Flecken. Easy save for the goalkeeper. Scuffs it as Erling Haaland towards the goalkeeper. De Bruyne is running the show at the moment. Finds Haaland. He's just got to get some power in the shot. Doesn't get any power in it at all. Scuffs it completely into the path of Flecken, who makes an easy save. Very easy save. Flecken sends it long here. Nunes wins the header. Defends it well again, Nunes. And again, Nunes. Heads it onto Foden, who can't get there. Jensen. Foden flicks it off the Brentford man. Throwing Manchester City. Erling Haaland's having a bit of a poor game today. Struggling. Well, league leaders Liverpool are 1-0 down to Nottingham Forest. Chris Wood, who else has scored for them? Haaland just pushes off Jan out there. Nunes. In towards Bernardo Silva. On the turn, Bernardo tries to thread one through. It's a poor pass. Dealt with easily. And Buemo tries to flick it away, but Ake's there to close it down. City back in possession again. Here's Bernardo Silva. A little back heel into Kovacic. Wide right towards Nunes. Right footed crossing by Nunes. It takes a big deflection. And Buemo defends it away in his own box out to De Bruyne. Watch out for a throw into City, does KDB. On to Vardiol. Back to De Bruyne. Nathan Ake. Can City find a way through? Ake. De Bruyne. Back to Ake. Kovacic. Foden asking for the ball, but he's got about 6 players round him and in front of him. I mean, I don't think even the best passer in the world would be able to thread the ball through there to Phil Foden. Ake. Ake brings it forward again. De Bruyne. In behind to Vardiol down the line here. Vardiol, can he get across the box here? Defended away by Brentford. It flicked a flick off Bernardo Silva on the way through. It's a goal kick to Brentford here. Good run from Vardiol. De Bruyne finds him. Tries to get a ball across the box, which he does do. They defend it well. City we just don't seem to have enough players in around the box. And it feels like De Bruyne is playing on his own a little bit. We'll have to see. If City do sign out Omar Mamouche, is the idea to play him off Erling Haaland. Play those two together. Someone else in the box who wants to get goals, who wants to score. Because at the moment it's just Haaland and no one else. Nathan Collins back to the goalkeeper here. Flecken. Left-footed swing forward by Flecken. Straight for the City defence. Akanji, well, he does really compose there from Akanji. Few players round him, he still finds Ake. De Bruyne, back to Ake. The pass is wide to Vardiol, but he's gone back inside towards Akanji. And then back to Ake again here. And be forced back to Stefan Ortega. City scared to take the risk. Stefan Ortega for Manchester City. Kovacic. Back to Akanji. Kovacic again. Ake. Here's Bernardo Silva. Rolls it into Haaland, who holds it up really well here, Haaland. Under a lot of pressure. He's very frustrated there, Erling Haaland. Collins absolutely all over him. City's next game is Ipswich Town away on Sunday. And then they go to the Parc des Princes next Wednesday to PSG. Lovely spin by De Bruyne. Takes Vandenberg. Then he beats another Kevin De Bruyne. Unbelievable from De Bruyne. He's being pushed and pulled all over the place. Then a sliding challenge by Johan Visser that cuts it out. But De Bruyne there, fantastic. Rolling back the ears there, KDB. But he's certainly tired. After that, you can sense it. Foden. Got Nunes far wide right. Goes to him. Matheus Nunes. Can City create something? Foden. Cross to Vardiol. And he's ghosting around that far post at the back post. Trying to look for something. Vardiol. Bernardo. Savinho. He's the one who's likely to create for Haaland since they have such a good link-up play. But so is De Bruyne so far. Nathan Ake. Vardiol again. Brentford, everyone back. Can City find a breakthrough before half-time? Vardiol. Into the referee. The referee has to hold the play as it hits the referee on the way through and throws it back down to Kovacic. Vardiol. De Bruyne. Into Haaland. Good hold-up play. Foden tries to flick it back through. Nice idea. Doesn't come off. Here's Ruselev. Got to send it long. De Bruyne gets a foot on it. Behind for a throw into Brentford. Manchester City, just that intensity doesn't look quite there at the moment. And they're struggling because of that. And we're approaching half-time. And Manchester City, I don't think they've had the best chance the game has fallen, to be fair, to a City player. In Matheus Nunes. But Brentford have had the better chances all round. I think they've had more chances than City. But Nunes really should have scored his chance. I don't know why he just didn't hit it. I'm trying to walk it in. If he just hits it on his right foot, he scores. And he's right-footed as well, so what was the problem? Why is he trying to put it on his left foot? Flecken. Brentford play out well here. Ruselev. In towards Norgard. They give it away. Kovacic gets it back for City. Into Vardiol. Get forward, Vardiol. Get into that space. He does do. Vardiol driving. Vardiol. Vardiol back out to Savinho. Edge of the box to Matheus Nunes. Haaland wanted it into the box. Nunes. Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Nunes. Akanji. Final moments of the first half here for Manchester City. Can we find a way through? Crossing to the box here. Haaland chests it down. Kovacic. Wide left to De Bruyne. De Bruyne tries to, I don't know, shoot or cross it. But he sends it 20, 30 yards up into the air. And behind for a goal kick. Poor from City's captain. When the Brentford fans are having a joke with that one. Really poor by Kevin De Bruyne. And that is the 45-minute mark. There will be one additional minute at the end of this half. But both chances for both sides have come in transition. City don't seem to want to play in transition. They haven't got the confidence to, maybe, at times. Maloma Mamouche has got an assist for Frankfurt. A goal in the last game. He gets a goal and assist in pretty much every single game, Mamouche. Kovacic wins the header. De Bruyne on the turn here. Last chance of the half maybe for City. De Bruyne driving forward. Savinho in space. De Bruyne swings on in. I don't know what he's doing, Kevin De Bruyne. It's absolutely terrible. Tries to cross it in. There's no one in the box. It's an utter waste. Damsgaard. Oh, a lovely flick here to Lewis Potter. Time for a throw into City. 10 seconds remain. The referee's going to blow the whistle here. Other results in the Premier League. Chelsea lead Bournemouth by 1-0 at half-time. West Ham United lead by 2-0 at half-time against Fulham. And Nottingham Forest against Liverpool kicked off a lot later. I think it was a 8:15 kick-off. They're only 20 minutes in, but Forest do lead by 1-0. Brentford 4 shots, 1 on target. City 8 shots, 2 on target. I can't even remember those 8 shots. It just feels like it hasn't been as high quality as chances of Brentford have had. I will have a little short break over half-time. I'll be back for the second half. So far, 17 votes have come in. 94% think City will win. Please do let us know your predictions, your score predictions in the comments below. I know there's currently quite a few people in the live chat, so you guys can let us know what you think the score is, and you will get a shout out at the end. I'll be back after this very short break over half-time, where we'll be back for the second half, where hopefully Manchester City can find the back of the net and get all 3 points away here at Brentford today. I'll be back in around 5 or 10 minutes or so.
broken heart, no remedy. But maybe if you stay, we can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. I do you do cause I'm feeling so good. Ooh. Memories now let me fall back. But you'll be there, ready to rescue me if I go out of track. You can get away with it. Cause you make me love my imperfections, answer all my questions, just to show me what's on the other side of inhibition. No apologies, my baby. Cause I'm feeling so good. Cause you make me love my imperfections.
quick to hit ignore. Buku bitches in my bed. I got scales all on my floor. I got money on the line, plus I'm clocking it galore. I got bitches kissing bitches, all them bitches go explore. I'm feeling way up. I stay up. Put your bitch on my Snapchat while I make her. She want a chance with me, cause she know I'm a rapper. I give a but I never get feelings, cause shawty, I know what you after. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. Get hit in my section at 12, gon' find your ass way in New Orleans. Watch I left I'm jugging. Dissect your hand if your hand in my putting, put two in your man if your man keep a looking. Act like a poopy, your bitch get tookin'. I'm not the type to go fuck with them niggas who fuck with them niggas who stay on some fish. Oh, young and trapping out the bando, from the ceiling fan to the damn floor, trying to stack my money up, cause that's the only way we can go. Tell my mama that I'm okay, see the money coming through the doorway. Got a bad bitch with a lot of money, that's foreplay. Okay, they watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me. They watching me, they watching me, they watching me.
You got me trapped inside this spell. Now I feel it, now I feel it. Your demons drag me close to hell. I can feel it.
Too cold, standing in the middle of the downpour. Looking in the mirror 'cause it's only
So welcome back to the second half of Manchester City versus Brentford. The players are coming out onto the field right now for this second half where hopefully Manchester City can come away with all 3 points. But it's been a very difficult game for City so far. And creatively, City just don't look quite at it, but it might be different in this second half, I hope so. A few games going on in the Premier League. Liverpool are losing currently 1-0 to Nottingham Forest. West Ham 2-0 up against Fulham. We've got Chelsea beating Bournemouth by 1-0 as well. So Pep Guardiola, he looks a little bit worried on the sidelines. Pep Guardiola is looking downwards to the ground, staring into the distance. Juan Malillo is having a bit of a talk. I think Pep's not listening. It feels like one of those games where it's just inevitable that City are going to concede. It's whether we can start scoring the goals ourselves. Manchester City versus Brentford. Two sides back in the field at the GTEC Community Stadium for hopefully an exciting second 45 minutes, which is now underway. Straight back to the goalkeeper they go. And a big long kick from goalkeeper Mark Flecken. Matheus Nunes wins the header. Down back into the midfield and Nunes flicks it away for the second time. Janot back forward. Kovacic just throws his foot at it. Gives it away to Mbuemo. It's really poor from Kovacic. And then Mbuemo with the ball in behind it to Johan Visser, who chase it ahead of Matheus Nunes. He does get there. Nunes nice and strong against him. And it's a free kick Brentford's way. Well, Nunes goes shoulder to shoulder with Johan Visser. He's too strong for him. Johan Visser goes down. And it's a free kick to Brentford. Cheap one from Nunes. But it comes from poor play from Mateo Kovacic in the midfield. So can they get a good ball in here? Set piece in a good place for Brentford. I seen the FA Cup, Orient and Derby are all square. Winner at home to City in the 4th round. Yes, that's very true. Either one City should beat, shouldn't they, really? But I don't know who I'd rather play. I can't remember the last time City played Leyton Orient. Whereas I think I've seen City play Derby before. I think more recently. So maybe Leyton Orient, but I could be wrong there. But I'm pretty sure I've seen City play Derby. And I can't remember a game against Leyton Orient. So maybe I'd like to play against them. So free kick here right near the corner flag for Brentford after a foul from Matheus Nunes. Can Brentford turn this into a goal for themselves? Well, it could be possible. In from Jensen. Free header! Header by Collins. He just glancing headers it. Flat-footed defensively, Manchester City. Collins runs off Vardiol. And he just flicks his header towards the far post and it's about 4 or 5 yards wide. Ortega had it covered. But it's a very good chance for Brentford again here. Brentford are on the attack once again despite a Manchester City goal kick. Here's Lewis Potter. Vandenberg rolls it back towards the goalkeeper Flecken. Switch by Flecken forward. Nunes wins the header down towards Phil Foden. He lifts it around the corner towards Bernardo Silva. Heads it back into Phil Foden. Nice play by City, who attacking the transition now. Here's Phil Foden. Bernardo coming down the wide right side. Onto Bernardo Silva. Bernardo pulls it back. It's a poor bit of play from Bernardo Silva. He makes a mess of the chance to create a chance for City. I think without Kevin De Bruyne, City would just have nothing creative in this side, would they? Foden has been very poor. Bernardo Silva's not creative either. Kovacic. Vardiol. Leaves it for Savinho. He's not yet to beat his man today. Russell has the better of him down that left-hand side. Nathan Ake. Foden. Ake. For some reason, not comfortable with Nunes in right back, says Kelvin. Yes, you have to remember it's like his second game he's ever played there, so we can't be too harsh on him. But I like Nunes far away from my own box. I think that is the thing. I understand the uncomfortableness of it. I like him far away from my own box. I always feel like he can make a mistake. De Bruyne, poor touches by him, tries to flick it round Vandenberg and it's sliced away by Flecken. Anu Akanji in a race with Brian Mbuemo here and he takes it away from him, but he puts it out for a throw in at Akanji. That's poor. Could have gone back to the goalkeeper there, but didn't trust himself, did Manu. In the end, and give it away. Throwing to Brentford. Here is Collins. Here's Flecken. Work it all the way back to the goalkeeper. A lot of the play for them has come through the goalkeeper. Playing it out from the back. Trying the long ball. Long ball by Flecken. Nathan Ake wins the header against Mbuemo. City's midfielders watched it. Akanji slices it away to Savinho. He can attack now. Russell out of position. He's chasing Savinho back here. But he's quick, Savinho. And he's going here, Savinho. And he's passed another one, Savinho. And he's drifting through. And Savinho! Off the post! What a run by Savinho. And he cracks the post. Just running away from all the Brentford players. And he's so unlucky. Foden again. So unlucky, Savinho. Bernardo Silva. Kevin De Bruyne. Back out to Bernardo. But there, Savinho catching the outside of the post. What a chance. De Bruyne. De Bruyne shoots. It's a terrible strike by De Bruyne. Absolutely terrible. Space opens up. He's in the box and he drags it a mile wide. But before that, it was the magic from Savinho. He runs away from 1. He runs away from 2. He runs away from 3. Strikes it across the goalkeeper. And it just clips the post. Head and hands moment for Pep Guardiola. Can't believe it didn't go in. What a chance there. Savinho hits it. So close to scoring. So close to scoring, Savinho. He hasn't really got that striker's instinct yet, Savinho, I don't think. Just the way he strikes the ball, I'm not particularly happy with all the time. He seems to not catch it particularly well. He scuffs it a lot. Bernardo wins the header here for City. Lewis Potter in behind. Nunes here is out of position. Here's Jensen. Onto that right foot. Wide right to Mbuemo. City in trouble. Brian Mbuemo onto that right foot. Leathers it over the crossbar. Vardy stayed with him all the way there. Brian Mbuemo. He can't hit it on the left foot here. He's got to go with his right. Vardy's making sure of that. So he leathers it on the right foot. Tries to put it into the roof of the net. And it's over the bar. A mile over the bar. And it looks like a very, very pacey player in Kevin Schade. He's warming up here. He's been given some tactical instructions from Thomas Frank. Very quick Schade. Very quick player. Haaland here. Lays it off to Nunes. Back he goes towards Akanji. We should re-sign Porro Frimpong, says Frank de Silva. Well, I genuinely do believe Jeremy Frimpong will be on City's list in the summer because he actually counts as a homegrown player, which is quite valuable. He has a £40 million release clause or a £35 million release clause. The only thing is for right back, he's very, very attacking. And he's not good defensively. He's going to play as a right winger, so we'd have to change our tactics a little bit. Nunes swings one in here. Haaland's there for the header! Oh my word. Free header for Erling Haaland. What a cross by Matheus Nunes. And he heads it right down the middle at Flecken. Anywhere but there he scores, Erling Haaland. It's a shocking header. What a crossing by Nunes. And Haaland heads it right down the middle at the goalkeeper. Very poor for Erling Haaland. Give McAtee his chance. He's really creative as Kelvin. Well, he can't be any less creative than the players in the field sometimes, can he, Kelvin? He really can't. But Erling Haaland there, an absolute peach of a cross in from Matheus Nunes on that right side. Finds the head of Erling Haaland and he heads it right down the middle of the goalkeeper. Any side of the keeper he scores. It's poor from Haaland. Very poor. Flecken. Back out towards this wide right side. Oh, really good play by Jensen in the middle here. Onto Damsgaard, who drives forward here. Lewis Potter. Erling Haaland getting back defending for his side. Bernardo Silva, too weak in the tackle. They give it straight back to Brentford. Not strong enough, Manchester City. Jensen. Wide to Mbuemo. Ruselev puts it across the box here. Bernardo Silva slices it away. They're all there waiting. They were lining up Brentford and it didn't go to anyone. Yadal's going to hit one here and Stefan Ortega makes a good save. Zoumeni joined Arsenal over Liverpool City's a mistake for his career, says Frank. Well, I suppose he's a guaranteed starter alongside Declan Rice, isn't he? At City, he's not going to be a guaranteed starter. Once Rodri comes back, he won't play. They're too similar of players. We want someone who's a number 8 who can play if Rodri isn't there, like Bruno Guimaraes. Ortega sends it long. Haaland flicks on the header. Foden, 1-on-1 with the keeper. Phil Foden. Foden across to Savinho. Slows it down, City. Savinho back to Foden looking for the volley and defended by Collins. Didn't find Phil Foden. City again. Chance wasted by the final ball. Should score Manchester City. Foden just didn't have the legs there to get away from the defenders. Just too slow. I think it was the other way around. It was Savinho. I think we score there. Foden way too slow. Back they go to Flecken. Brentford are riding the look. Manchester City are riding the look at times here today. Lewis Potter. Darmsgaard. Norgard. Good play. Jensen's offside. Akanji watched it behind for a throw-in. Erling Haaland seems to have picked up an ankle injury here. And he's struggling, Erling Haaland. Vardiol turns away from Mbeumo. Difficult, but he's done it anyway. De Bruyne wins a throw-in for City after trying to outside the boot pass back to Vardiol. If Erling Haaland's injured, City are in trouble. No other striker, do we? It'll be Phil Foden, false 9. And Foden scored what? I don't know how many goals this season in the Premier League. 1? Might be lucky to get that. Well, Bournemouth have equalised. A Justin Kluivert penalty. Chelsea 1, Bournemouth 1. City have given it away. Bernardo can't win it back. Visser. Darmsgaard on his right hand side. Darmsgaard gives it away. City have it back and Akanji back to Nunes. Mateus Nunes back towards Ortega. He's going to send it long and away for Haaland to try and get there. Haaland spins the defender. Back onto Foden. But too physical for Erling Haaland, who can't hold up the ball there. And Flecken lumps it away. Back to the goalkeeper they go. Nunes can't win the header. Jensen. Janalt. Vandenberg. Norgard into the middle. Kovacic can't cut it out, can he? He's fouled. No. Darmgard, who plays it quickly. Jensen outside the boot, passing behind the City defence. Akanji. I think he wanted Ortega to come for it, but he couldn't do. Throwing for Brentford. Visser's getting the fans going here. The momentum is building for the home side. Manchester City probably should have put this game beyond Brentford. Scored the chances, but they haven't done. Throwing for Brentford here. Mbeumo has come all the way across this left-hand side to try and help out. Very fluid Brentford side. The right-hand sided players come to the left and so on. The players go where they want. Jensen to take this throw in. It's going to be a long throw in here for Mateus Jensen. Launch into the box here. Kanji away. Haaland out muscle here, but he still gets there against Darmsgaard and he clears it in towards Jensen. Throwing Manchester City. But Erling Haaland seems to be struggling with the physicality of the game. I feel a bit sorry for Erling Haaland because what the defenders do to him, if he does back, it's a free kick. But they're allowed to do whatever they want. It's like he's penalised for being big. Fulham have pulled one back as well against West Ham United. Alexi Iwobi has scored, so lots of goals in the Premier League, but no goals here yet in this one. Haaland's flattened again. And he's on the floor here, Haaland, and Darmsgaard, and there is Vardiol. Forward towards Kevin De Bruyne. There's a counter for City here, and Haaland's back on his feet, and he's sprinting to the box here. De Bruyne. Wide to Savinho. Savinho! It's the side netting. Poor finish by City. He just can't shoot. Savinho hits it right into the side netting. And Pep Guardiola is not happy. Pep Guardiola is not happy with that one from Savinho. He's got Vardiol in the box. He's got Haaland in the box. He's got a few players in the box. Savinho goes for goal and just hits the side netting. And his teammates are frustrated with him. Vardiol is stood there saying, why don't you pass? Haaland made a bursting run into the box as well. City have had more shots per game than any other club apparently, but we're the only 6th top scorer, which tells you all you need to know about our forward line. Jensen. Vandenberg. Norgard. Janalt. Good win again by City. De Bruyne. Nunes. Gives it away. Gets it back. Guardiola's playing the game himself from the sidelines. Akanji on towards Nunes and back towards Ortega. There's lots of space for Vardiol. And Ortega switches the play to him. A good pass by Stefan Ortega. Joško Vardiol. And towards Savinho. Turns the Brazilian. Savinho for City. Savinho drills one into Erling Haaland, who does control it onto Phil Foden. He looks like he's struggling physically, Erling Haaland. Foden, who creates nothing. Bernardo. Wide right to Mateus Nunes. Could cross it, decides against it. De Bruyne. Nunes. Back out to Manu Akanji. City with bodies in the box here. Manu. Kovacic leaves it to Ake. Ake could shoot. Ake goes back out to Vardiol. Vardiol to the far post to Haaland here. Looks to head it down. It's headed off his head by Keane Lewis Potter. It's a corner for Manchester City. It's good defending by the young left back. Well, he was a striker, wasn't he, for Hull City, Keane Lewis Potter. He's played as a winger, a wing back for Brentford since he's joined, an attacking midfielder. Now finds himself as a left back, and he's doing a pretty good job there. But the way they play is Mateus Jensen moves from midfield into sort of left back role, lets Lewis Potter go forward. It's more of a back five really as a wing back. Crossing here. Chance to the far post! City don't score again. De Bruyne picks it up. Back wide right to Phil Foden. Foden with a cross in here. Manu Akanji with a header. It's a glancing header. You can't get any contact on it. Any proper contact. Anyway, it's behind for a goal kick. Well, City create chance after chance after chance. But there's absolutely no finishers in the City side. Foden this time creating the chance for City. But they can't get it in the back of the net. And it's becoming increasingly frustrating, isn't it? Well, Johnny Marr and also Noel Gallagher sat alongside each other. The Smiths and Oasis. Two big bands from Manchester. Savinho with a poor header here straight to Brentford. Johan Visser. Visser running at City here. Wide right to Ruselev, the wing back. Looks to cross it in, goes back to Johan Visser. Norgard. Janelt. Wide left towards Mateus Jensen. Lewis Potter's in the centre. Janelt. Jensen again. Damsgaard offering a passing option. They go back to Vandenberg. Brentford are patient. When we see Mamushka here, says Kelvin. Maybe after, I think City will have to maybe pay a little bit more than they want to, but it is January. Lewis Potter, good play. Cross comes in. Far post is Brentford's man. Ruselev across the box again. Janelt to the strike, and it's over the bar. Well, it's been a game of plenty of chances for both sides. Great play by Lewis Potter. Step over. He does Nunes. A shot is scuffed and it falls to Janelt, and he lifts it up and over the bar. City creating chances, Brentford creating chances, but neither side can find the back of the net. Neither goalkeeper has been... I think Ortega's made one good save, maybe two. But I don't think Flecken, despite City's chances, has made a particularly difficult save. Long to Haaland here, who flicks it onto Foden. Mateus Nunes on the wide right-hand side here. Nunes, Foden again. And back he goes, Phil Foden. And Erling Haaland's not happy about that. Kovacic. Pulled back by Visser. Free kick Manchester City. The Brentford players complain, but Johan Visser, he sheepishly stays far away from that. He knows that he's made the foul. Pulling back Kovacic. Akanji. Nunes. Akanji. Nathan Ake. Ake still. Wide left to Savinho. Vardiol. De Bruyne. Vardiol. Savinho stopped his run. Vardiol could cross it, decides against it, gives it away. Brentford have it back on the counter with Mbuemo here. And City in big trouble here. And Brentford are 3-on-2. And here's Brian Mbuemo. And he plays it through to Johan Visser. And Vardiol chases. And Johan Visser. And what a block by Joško Vardiol. He works hard to get back. He's sort of at fault for it with a poor pass, but he bursts back. Joško Vardiol works very hard there and stops Johan Visser from opening the scoring. Great counter from Brentford. Great ball through to Visser. Vardiol gets across and makes the block. Very good defending by Vardiol. Him and Savinho, miscommunication, make a mistake at the edge of the Brentford box, and Brentford come all the way the other way. But Vardiol, he works hard, he gets back and makes the challenge. That's what we need to see from Joško Vardiol. Anticipating, working hard. Sometimes we haven't seen that from him recently. Maybe he's tired, maybe that's the reason why. Damsgaard, Mbuemo, swung in. Nunes away at the near post, back to Damsgaard. Ruselev. Lewis Potter on this left-hand side. Stand off him. Swings one in. Nunes beaten at the far post. Collins on the volley and over the bar by Brentford. Both sides. It's actually Vandenberg who hits the volley. So many chances. Crossing from Lewis Potter. Big ball into the box. Nunes beaten in the air. Falls back towards Vandenberg, who's got to hit it on the volley. With his body shape all wrong. It's a difficult technique. And he puts it way over the bar. Well, both sides have had 6 attempts in the second half. In the first half, City had 8 to Brentford's 4. It's more even in the second half. Ortega takes his time here. Ake. Savinho heads it straight back to Brentford again. Damsgaard surely offside. They play on here. Damsgaard shoots, scores, offside. Well, a great strike by Damsgaard here, but it's a mile offside. The linesman keeps his flag down to let the game go on, but Damsgaard's an absolute mile offside. When it comes back to him, he puts it in the bottom corner. I mean, he's about 10 yards offside here, Damsgaard. Chests it down to a Brentford player. Kovacic clears it straight back to Brentford. Damsgaard puts it in the bottom corner, and then the linesman flag goes up. Guess I'll tell you, our new number 1 has been more impressed than Edison. Perhaps. Perhaps, I don't know. I don't know what Guardiola's decision will be. Might change next week. But Brentford have had the ball in the back of the net. It's been ruled out for offside. Manchester City haven't. Ball forward here. Haaland got hold up play from Erling. Savinho. Got runners here. Savinho. Gets the ball wide to De Bruyne. Haaland's at the far post. KDB cross it in here. Foden with a volley. Oh, and City score. What a death finish from Phil Foden. Guides it into the bottom corner. Kevin De Bruyne cross. And Manchester City, from Brentford having it in the back of the net at one end and it being offside, go up the other end and score themselves. Savinho with the outside of the boot. Works it wide right to Kevin De Bruyne. Who else was going to get the assist today? Swinging from the far right hand side, and Phil Foden is there just to guide it in the bottom left hand corner. Manchester City 1, Brentford 0. And the man who got a hat-trick on this ground last season opens the scoring for Manchester City. And it's Phil Foden with a goal. Big long ball by Ortega to Erling Haaland. Fantastic hold-up play. Into Savinho. Takes his time in the centre circle. Pings it with the outside of the boot wide to Kevin De Bruyne, who takes one touch, swings it in, and Phil Foden is there for a tap-in. Really nice finish by Phil Foden. Opens up the body and taps it in. Come on, City, we lead by 1-0. Very difficult finish, that. But Phil Foden makes it look easy. And hopefully, this is the start of Phil Foden getting his confidence back to be the player we know he can be. We needed that as Asteroid Meteor. We needed that Asteroid Meteor. Haven't seen you for a very long time. But welcome back here on the channel. Manchester City 1. Brentford 0. Bernardo Silva lumps it away. Brentford are going to throw everything at City now. And City need to start finishing their chances on the counter. Phil Foden. Can he get another hat-trick today? There's plenty of time. Plenty of time. Flecken to take the kick here for Brentford. He sent it long here and in behind. Vardiol heads it down to Savinho. Back to Vardiol. City under a bit of pressure here. Vardiol back towards Ortega. No. He's got to send it long here, Vardiol. Long towards Savinho. De Bruyne is there helping his side out. It falls to Savinho. Smacked in the face by Norgard, Savinho. And it's going to be a free kick, Manchester City. Captain Norgard not happy with that. Savinho rolls around on the floor here. I think he'll be okay. I'm happy with just the win, says Chris. I think that is the thing at the moment for City. The results matter. Norgard gets his arm wrapped around the face of Savinho. It's not a career ender, as if Savinho makes it out. He's certainly got that Brazilian thing about him where he makes the absolute most of everything. But I'm sure he'll be okay. And he's back to his feet. And he's being booed by the Brentford fans. Well, Brentford have brought on another speedster here. Kevin Schade comes on for Jensen. That's a very attacking change from Thomas Frank. Very, very quick, Kevin Schade. He's absolutely rapid. And he's come on now up top with Visser. And Burma on the right and Damgard's in behind. Here's Haaland. Oh, it's a poor pass by Haaland. He tries to pass it outside the boot. He's hold up play, causing problems again. And then Buemo's in behind us here. And Ortega's come for it. He's missed it. And then Buemo! Unblocked off the line by Nathan Ake. What a block by Ake. And Savinho to Foden now the other way. And Foden taken down by Collins. Free kick City. Nathan Ake clears one off the line. What is going on? Haaland, terrible play. Vardy out of position. Ortega comes for it. And Buemo takes it round him. And Nathan Ake. And Buemo squares it to Johan Visser. It's a tap-in. He shoots. And Ake sliding in. Blocks it on the line. Thomas Frankie's on his knees with a head on the grass. What a block by Nathan Ake. Fantastic from the Flying Dutchman. Absolutely brilliant from Nathan Ake. Saves Manchester City there. Stefan Ortega does an Ederson off his line. Lets the player go around him. It's poor by Ortega. It's even worse from Erling Haaland, who puts in that position, giving the ball away. And Brentford now with 4 up top and 2 in midfield are going all out attack. They sense Manchester City could be there for the taking. Haaland can't hold it up again. Well, Haaland's hold-up play for the goal was fantastic. But since that, he's been poor. And here's Kevin Schade now. And City in trouble again. And Schade skips onto that right foot. Schade across the Visser. Leaves it for Mbuemo. Leaves it round the corner for Ruselev. Ruselev hits one. Big save from Ortega. And lumped away from Ake. Brentford are pushing Manchester City under a lot of pressure. Back out to Mbuemo. City can't get hold of the ball here. Chris Ake's done that a few times. He certainly has. What a game this is, by the way. Ruselev crossed in again. Ake away. Back to Damsgaard around Ake. Phil Foden slice it away. Kovacic is there. City can't get it away. Bernardo Silva sends it long for Haaland to chase into the channel here. It's behind for a throw-in. Manchester City are under a lot of pressure. If I was Pep Guardiola, I'd look at it making a change here. Because Brentford, it feels like the Brentford goal is coming. They're absolutely all over City. Lucas Paquetá, former Manchester City target, has scored for West Ham United. It's now 3-1 to West Ham. City is just hanging on here by a thread. We need some help at the back. Omar Mamouche has scored for Frankfurt now. De Bruyne can't get the head of the Brentford players. And Brentford play around City too easily. The front line look tired. Damsgaard. Why they go? Lewis Potter. Damsgaard playing a lot deeper now for Brentford. Damsgaard with the ball through to Schade. Bournemouth are 2-1 up at Chelsea. Wow, who would have expected that one? Damsgaard. Here's Vitaliano off this left-hand side. Captain Norgard. Can we have full time now, please, says Chris. Have a bit of faith in our back line, says Kelvin. Well, City are hanging on, Kelvin. Like Chris said, I think he's worried. I think we are. And Buemo skips away from Vardy. Kovacic gets across and makes a great challenge. Puts it out for a throw-in. But it doesn't. Brentford keep it in. But City are under so much pressure here now. Confirmation of the Bournemouth goal is Semenyo. What a player he is. What a player he is, Antoine Semenyo. Here's Collins. Kovacic goes out to get to him. Can't get there. Vardy intercepts a pass. Vardy on towards Foden. Foden gives it straight back to Brentford. That's so poor from Phil Foden. City looks so tired. So leggy. Collins wide left. Here's Ruselev. Savinho doesn't even try and stop the cross. Ruselev gets the cross into the far post. Foden takes it down. Mateus Nunes lumps it away. Haaland's got to try and do something. He doesn't do. De Bruyne chases. De Bruyne the only one putting the pressure on here. And Brentford forced back to the goalkeeper Flecken. De Bruyne is still working himself hard here, but Erling Haaland seems absolutely finished in terms of his fitness at the moment. Seems very, very tired. Flecken takes his time with it. It's Omar Mamouche with a volley. 21 goals and 21 assists in 30 games for club and country this season. Fantastic volley from Omar Mamouche. Here is Vandenberg. Back he goes towards Flecken, who Goes wide left here. Nunes pressing. Gives it away to Kovacic. Mateo Kovacic dribbling back to on his own goal here. Goes back to Stefan Ortega under pressure from Johan Visser. Back out to Kovacic. City playing under a lot of pressure here. Kovacic again decides to dribble first. Gives it to Nunes. City give it away. Akanji tries to clear it straight back to Brentford. City play himself into trouble here. Here's Johan Visser in a wide area. Nunes can't tackle him. Visser. De Bruyne comes and makes the challenge and Lewis Potter who keeps it. Haaland being a donkey for this team. Marmish would let him rest as Kelvin yet. Haaland looks absolutely... He's been running to the ground, Haaland, because no one can rest him. Maybe Ellen Carlin himself said he wants to rest. He wants to, you know, someone to pressure him. Here's Vandenberg. Janel, it just feels like a goal is coming. It really does. And they play around City so well here, Brentford. Here's Mbuemo. Works it wide to Sharda. Sharda shoots! Oh! Just past the post. He's offside, Sharda. But what a chance for Brentford. Brian Mbuemo. He drifts in from the right-hand side. Spectacularly finds this gap in between the City midfield and defence. He then plays a ball through. He is offside, Sharda. He's drifted to the right-hand side. And he drags his shot wide. It's a poor attempt by Sharda. He's quick. He's skillful. But his finishing does leave something to lack. And City are looking towards a level head now in Pep Guardiola's side. And İlkay Gundogan is coming on for Mateo Kovacic. I think Manchester City and Pep Guardiola feel a more level-headed midfielder. But someone who I have to say is not impressive at all defensively, İlkay Gundogan. But he's an experienced player and hopefully he can help City here. But in transitions, I mean, Kovacic is terrible in transitions, but I think İlkay Gundogan is even worse. Goal kick Manchester City. Oh, it's not actually a free kick because he's offside, Kevin Sharda. Part of the bus if you must, says Kelvin. I don't think we've got it in us, Kelvin, to be honest with you. We don't have part of the bus in us at all. So Stefan Ortega to take this one. 15 minutes remain. If everything remains like this, we move up to 4, says Frank. Well, that would be brilliant for City, considering how we've been this season. Here's Damsgaard. Lewis Potter slams it down the line on the right foot. Manu Akanji in a foot race with Kevin Sharda, who's quick. And Akanji's going to marshal it out for a throw-in. Well done, Manu. Also looks tired, Manu Akanji. Nathan Ake's had a heroic performance today. At the back. Throwing City. Nunes to take it. Matheus Nunes is taking his time here. Much to the frustration of the Brentford fans. Dries the ball inside of his shirt. Like, İlkay's a bit of a disaster in the Rodri role. He certainly has. Nunes long forward here towards Savinho to chase. Savinho, can he beat Ruselev to it? Got to be stronger, Savinho. He has been stronger. Savinho nicks it. Trouble for Brentford here. Savinho. Savinho goes for goal. Blocked by Flecken and Kevin De Bruyne. No, it's not. It's Phil Foden. 2-0 City. Come on. Foden does it again. Savinho. Bursts away. Really hard work by Savinho. Foden saying, was it me or you, Kevin, that scores it? He's not quite sure. Savinho, lung bursting run. He holds off Ruselev at fullback. He hits it with power. He leathers it at Flecken. It hits the chest of Flecken. It comes back out. And De Bruyne and Foden, I'm not exactly sure who hits it. Foden celebrates, but so does De Bruyne. Who actually scores here? It's fantastic by Savinho. Gets the better of Ruselev. Leaves him on the deck. Just goes for goal. Is it De Bruyne or Foden that scores? Done and dusted. Hopefully that'll reach, says Astrad Meteor. I hope so. Let's see who scores this. I've no idea if Foden or De Bruyne hits that. It could be Kevin De Bruyne who scores that, but I'm not quite sure. I think it's De Bruyne. He's on for a hat-trick. If it's Foden, says Chris, he certainly is. Foden celebrates, but I think it's actually Kevin De Bruyne. But it's very hard to tell. If we sign a proper DM and a right back, we could put ourselves back in the Prem title races, Frank. Don't get ahead of yourself, Frank. Unfortunately. You maybe, but I wouldn't like to get ahead of ourselves. I think it's Liverpool's title this year, for certain. Don't really care who scored, says Kelvin. Well, exactly, but I don't know if it's De Bruyne or Foden. I can't tell. It's so hard to tell even on the replay. I think both actually hit it. Foden giving it on live score, says Chris. Well, Foden celebrates, but I have a feeling De Bruyne scored it. Oh, Gundogan with a wide ball towards Nunes here. It's overhit by Ilkay Gundogan. But that might just put the icing on the cake for Manchester City. That might just finish the game off here. Hopefully so. Haaland's been a warrior today. Janolt's come off. Yamaluk has come on. The Ukrainian, who's a real good player. Foden's been giving it on one football as well, says Frank de Silva. Well, Foden celebrated, but then he looked over to Kevin and said, was it you? And De Bruyne didn't celebrate, so maybe not. But on the replay, it looks like he hits De Bruyne. Both shot. It's strange. Both actually shot. Akanji. Wide right to Foden. Oh, nice play from Foden here. Onto De Bruyne. Goes back and slows things down. Clever from De Bruyne. Brian Mbeumo, he's screaming at his teammates. Let's press. Don't be disheartened by that, De Bruyne. Nunes. Well, Nunes had a good game at right back today, and maybe that's where he plays from now on. Foden on the turn here. Sense a bit of confidence in Phil Foden. Wide left to Joško Vardiol. Into Savinho, who leaves it for Haaland, who wasn't there. And they clear it away. Brentford. Haaland's frustrated with Savinho, but he thought Haaland was behind him. The pass was behind Savinho anyway, so it was difficult for him to control it. Damsgaard. Wide left to Mbeumo. Can City keep a clean sheet? That'd be massive for the City side. Mbeumo up against Gundogan. Pass Gundogan into the box. Ake defends it well again. Jan Visser dives in the box against Ake. Cheating. Long ball by City. They get there out of Erling Haaland, who looks like he's been running to the ground here, Haaland. We need to take him off. We need to take him off and rest him. He looks absolutely done. Damsgaard. Wide to the far side towards Doku, who should be coming on, I think. Here's Mbeumo. Ruselev, it's a bad pass. Ruselev back to Mbeumo. Savinho defending in the box there. Back out here, crossed in by Brentford. Akanji heads it away. I'd be bringing Jeremy Doku on here, personally. Or Grealish, someone out left-hand side. Or someone to play through the middle. Haaland's very tired. Here's Yamaluk. Vandenberg. Wide left towards Schade. Matheus Nunes trying to stop him. Schade looks to cross it. Schade dribbles inside. Schade hits one here. Blocked by Akanji. Back out to Damsgaard. To the far post here. Banana missed the header. Ruslev across the box. Nathan Ake with a mistake. And Visser scores. Brentford are back in it. It's crap by City. The usual poor defending from Manchester City. Bernardo Silva marking the man at the far post. I don't know why. And Brentford score. Vardiol asleep at the far post. Ake and Vardiol both missed the header. And Johan Visser stood there unmarked in the box. He takes the touch. He's got all the time in the world. And he kicks into an empty net. No clean sheet for City. And it's going to be a very difficult last moments now for City. 82 minutes on the clock. Nothing Ortega can do. It's crap from Vardiol at the far post and Bernardo Silva. This is now the all-time top goal scorer in the Premier League. Ball in behind here. Haaland's beat Vandenberg to it. Erling Haaland here for City. Haaland onto De Bruyne. City could go and kill it off here. De Bruyne puts it wide. What a chance to make it 3-1 for Kevin De Bruyne. Haaland wins it onto De Bruyne. And he puts it wide. What a game this has been. I mean, De Bruyne and Haaland look absolutely done up top. Fulham have got another one back here. 3-2. Alex Iwobi scored. Could be more goals here as well. Nunes can't play there against us, Kelvin. Nunes is not at fault for the goal, Kelvin. Here's Mbeumo and Brentford are all over City now. Mbeumo swings one in. Far post is Schade. Ortega gets there. Claims it. And he slows things down. Been a brilliant game of football here today. Ake back towards Ortega. Ortega sends it long. Haaland touched it down straight to Brentford by Erling Haaland. De Bruyne is absolutely knackered. How Pep Guardiola can't see that Kevin De Bruyne and Erling Haaland can barely run anymore, I don't know. Lewis Potter. Taking on Nunes. Nunes does well physically, gets it back off him. Nunes puts it forward towards De Bruyne. Gundogan. Through to the middle to Savinho. City counter again here. Savinho. Savinho. Savinho! Oh, what a save by Flecken at his far low side. Got to score that third goal, City now. On the counter again. Savinho runs at the defence. He tries to put it in that bottom corner, but he can't do. Good save by Flecken. First time Flecken's really been tested today. More than 5 minutes. I don't know how much added time there's going to be. City are saying, let's keep players back. Akanji's staying back. We want 3, but we don't want to get done the counter here. We know the pace Brentford have on the counter. Corner ball. Can City find that goal that might seal it? We thought 2-0 would, but it hasn't done. De Bruyne in. Far post away by Schade. Absolutely no one near it. Matheus Nunes. Wide right to Bernardo Silva. Bernardo. Nunes. Back wide right to Bernardo again. City players are waiting in the box here. Bernardo, nice ball through to Akanji. On to Gundogan. Fantastic football. Gundogan to Savinho. Nicely done by City, but he can't get the cross in, Savinho. Savinho taking his time on this right-hand side here. Savinho. Brentford go all out. Got to get him on the counter-attacks. Yeah, Doku would be great on the counter. Nice and composed by Savinho. Nunes goes back. We've got to get us... I mean, Bernardo Silva's our furthest defender back here. Wide towards Vardiol. We need to get Doku on, I think, for maybe De Bruyne. Vardiol switches the player wide right to Savinho. Nice first touch by him. Away from Schade. Savinho, could he go to the far post? Haaland wanted it. Savinho decided against the cross. In behind to Gundogan. Ilkay Gundogan across the box to Erling Haaland. Haaland's very frustrated with Savinho. He didn't send it to the far post there with a cross. Behind for a corner again for City. Norgard, the captain for Brentford, is giving a big team talk to his team here. He's shouting at the players. He's not happy. Come on, City. You've got to hang on. You've got to hang on here, City. And the referee's stopping it here. Is there going to be a substitution? I'm not quite sure. Phil Foden is coming off for Manchester City. Off comes Phil Foden. And he's to be replaced by, I assume, Jack Grealish, but I don't know. James McAtee. So McAtee comes on ahead of Doku and ahead of Grealish. Wow. What does that... What sort of message does that send from Pep Guardiola to Jack Grealish and Jeremy Doku? I thought Doku was fantastic in Salford. I'm surprised he's not come on. But Jack Grealish, yeah, he scored a penalty. Rico Henry's back for Brentford. I mean, he was one of the top fullbacks in the league a few years ago before that ACL injury. He's on here, the number 3. He replaces Russell on the right-hand side, perhaps. Unless Potter goes to the right-back role. De Bruyne to take the corner here. De Bruyne a corner here. All the way out to Bernardo Silva. Feyenoord really took away the fear factor, says Kelvin. Yeah, I think it was going wrong before then, to be honest with you. Kanji switched it wide right to De Bruyne, dealt with by Rico Henry. Cleared away by them. Nunes back forward here and back out for a throw into Brentford. City hanging on here. That makes no sense, says Chris. Schade drops to the floor here. There was nothing in it. It's a throw in for City. Pep Guardiola's going mad. Anthony Taylor says, no, you've dived there, Schade. Thomas Frank is giving a big talk to the players here, and that means that Nunes can't take the throw, and Frank's right in front of him. I like Thomas Frank. I think he's a great player, great manager, and a real good person as well, it seems like. McAtee wins it for City, brilliant. Savinho, back through to McAtee here. City unlock them. McAtee, far post to Haaland, who's not there. Headed away off the line by Brentford. De Bruyne. Should be 3 or 4, this City. Vardiol. Gundogan. Vardiol. De Bruyne. Gundogan. De Bruyne. How we haven't scored again, I don't know. Bernardo Silva. And I hope it doesn't come back to haunt us, City. I really do. Nathan Ake. On to Manu Akanji. Matheus Nunes on his far right-hand side. Gets back inside. Back to Akanji. Bernardo Silva's playing centre-back at times here. Goes all the way back to Stefan Ortega. We're approaching the 90th minute. How much will be added on? Ortega long. Nunes gets there on the chest of Nunes. He flicks it past Rico Henry. Brilliant from Mateus Nunes. Nunes looks to swing it in, decides against it. Into Savinho, turn. Savinho. Savinho still. Savinho skips down the outside here. Savinho still going into the box. Savinho. Back out to Nunes. Crosses one in. Haaland attacks it. Saved by Fleckham. Didn't really get much power on it. Gundogan. Bernardo Silva. Doesn't shoot Bernardo Silva. City are trying to get that third. The third will kill this game off for certain. Vardy, how we haven't scored, I don't know. What a game it has been. Kevin De Bruyne. McAtee. McAtee! Oh! What a chance for James McAtee. Puts it wide. If he puts that in, that's game over. I don't know how he hasn't put that in. He's got to score, McAtee. I think he's got to score there. In so much space. One-on-one with the keeper pretty much. On the edge of the box. And he goes for the top corner, puts it wide. 5 added minutes here at the G-Tech Community Stadium. This could get very nervous for Manchester City. A McAtee goal there would have ended it. Flecken. Brentford believe, I'm sure they do. Vandenberg. And Collins there at the back. Janelt. Norgard is playing alongside. They're playing 5 up top now. Visser, Schade, Rico Henry, Damsgaard, and Buemo. Damsgaard with the ball to the far post. Vardy struggling again. This time he wins the header against Buemo. Crossing by Lewis Potter. Headed by Brentford and a goal. And there you go. It has been coming. And Captain Norgard makes it 2-2. And who is surprised? Absolutely no one. Cross comes in from Lewis Potter. And Norgard wins the header. Crap from City. You don't score your chances and you throw it away. Manchester City throw it away. And Brentford deserve it. We don't score our chances. It was so obvious. So obvious. Ball in from Lewis Potter. No one closes down the cross. Savinho too slow to get out to him. Good ball in. And Manu Akanji loses the header. Stefan Ortega gets a hand on it, but he can't keep it out. Marmouche has got another assist for Freiburg. Against Freiburg today. But yeah, 2-2. But City have wasted their chances. Erling Haaland's let us down. James McAtee, I suppose, when he came on. De Bruyne, Savinho, Phil Foden to an extent. City have let themselves down. And Brentford are going to get a draw here. And Manchester City, feeble at the back and toothless up top. And it has been proven once again. Could have been 5-0. But it's 5-2. That ends my title hopes, says Kelvin. I can't believe he had any hopes, Kelvin. This team's pathetic. We've proved it plenty of times this season. It's been a fantastic game of football, to be fair. As a neutral, you've got to enjoy this. But City are pathetic. They really are. I mean, Gundogan in midfield is useless. And Brentford are in again here. And it's Brian and Buemo. And they're in again, Brentford and Buemo. Damsgaard hits one over the bar. Brentford looking for the winner. Well, I do believe that Andrew predicted a 3-2 win for City. So maybe that's the case. Well, Norgard, the captain, great header, great goal by Brentford. And fully deserved. If we don't finish our chances, this is what you get. And defensively, we're absolutely terrible. I mean, we never seem to want to stop the crosses into the box. Savinho's didn't go out at all there. And then Manu Akanji losing the header. Well, Liverpool are 1-0 down, says Lisa. Yeah, I can't see that lasting. Haaland here. Oh, great challenge by Vandenberg. Absolutely brilliant by him. Visser. Brentford are going for the winner here for certain. Visser. Damsgaard. Akanji. Shard is in behind him. And Bill's at the far post here. It's in Burmo! Off the line by Nathan Ake again! Whoa, off the line again by Nathan Ake. Norgard through the back of De Bruyne. Nathan Ake off the line for the second time today. And Burmo gets it. Vardiol's all over the place. Manny Akanji's useless. And he hits it to the top right-hand corner. And Nathan Ake heads it off the line. Wow. Man of the match, Nathan Ake, by a country mile. Savinho for City. De Bruyne. Come on, City, let's finish this game off. 15 seconds remain. Can we win it? Nunez. Wide right to McAtee, who's missed a good chance. Back to De Bruyne. Savinho. Gundogan. He's there. Back out to Nunez. Nunez across the box. Saved by Flecken. And away by Brentford. And Anthony Taylor blows the full-time whistle. Manchester City drop points away at the GTEC Community Stadium. It's a late goal from Norgard, and it's nearly a winner from Aburmo if it wasn't for a clearance off the line. A 2-0 lead thrown away by Manchester City once again. Liverpool are level. They will win, I'm sure. And Liverpool are certainly going to win the title. Manchester City are nowhere near winning the title. We can't finish our chances, and we're crap at the back. And if you've got problems in both boxes, you're not going to be a title-winning team. It's going to be a long old season. But what an entertaining game, to be fair. What a really entertaining game. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you very much. It's been great to get back to the commentary. We'll be back on the weekend for Ipswich against City, where City could drop more points, without a doubt. Manchester City, very poor, and Brentford can come out happy in that one. We'll see you guys next time for, hopefully, a City win. Pep Guardiola, he's having a talk with Vardiol on the field. He cannot be happy with Joško Vardiol, who was poor defensively in that one. We'll see you guys, saved by Manchester City side, next time.